Y'all know nothing about that. Watch me. Come on, Ed. Come on, Ed. Prove yourself.
Dig it up, dig it. Dig it up, dig it up, dig it. Dig it up,
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're running it back. We haven't done an interview on Justified in over a year. That's on me. But if we're going to reintroduce the segment, I would want no one else but Mr. Mark Ericson from not Southern New Hampshire University, Special Olympics, New Hampshire. Leagues above that place, if you ask me. Mark, how you doing, man?
I am fine. How are you guys doing?
We're alive. We're we're alive.
We are alive.
And after 17 hours, that's actually saying quite a lot.
Yeah.
No.
We're kicking it through. Last we spoke to you a year ago, we were still doing the Penguin Plunge we weren't doing the events anymore. We still had COVID restrictions. How are we looking now?
Well, it's been weird. The past 2 years, we've done this as a virtual event. And the first year we did it, it was kind of a surprise, and we were learning an awful lot of things. We kind of threw a whole bunch of stuff together to make it happen as a virtual event. I mean, for the most part, we delivered the plunge pails that we had sent out.
Yeah.
We delivered those as the staff. We did not use an awful lot of Federal Express, UPS, or the Postal Service. The staff just, fanned out across the state and delivered these things. And then last year when we did it, we were more prepared for it. We had 1 year of doing it under our belt. We thought we learned a fair amount, and we actually had a spectacular year last year. So here's what we've learned. When we do this, we'll call it a remote component of plunging or dipping. The Winnie Dip is part of this as well. I know you guys aren't overly concerned with that because
you never know.
You don't have a podcast named to dip.
You never,
but
you never know.
The old dip.
You never know. That might be coming.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can talk, I suppose. I will tell you this. From the back wall of where you guys are doing this from, I am stealing Plungeons and Dragons. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I am so stealing Plungeons and Dragons from you guys. As I started to say, what we discovered during the remote plunge and dip events is that there are a whole lot of people out there that if they didn't have to be at a certain place at a certain time, if they didn't have to be at Hampton Beach at noontime, or if they didn't have to be at Lake Winnipesaukee at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or whatever the case may be, if they had the freedom to do it more on their own, we found a lot of people that we'd never heard of before, a lot of people that had never been part of the plunge before. We track all this stuff, obviously, as any good nonprofit does. We know who the donors are. We know how to get in touch with them. And we found so many new names that came to help Special Olympics New Hampshire. And the other thing we discovered was some old names, some folks that had retired, moved to Florida, Tennessee, other places, but now we're able to be part of the plunge again by doing it remotely. So we're going back to in-person for 2023.
Yeah.
That's the plan anyway, unless something wildly crazy happens with COVID.
Fair, yeah.
But we're going to keep the remote component of this. We're going to allow people to choose to either do this in person with us at the beach or do it on their own as they have the past couple of years. To be very candid about it, guys, and all kidding aside, we found so many new donors and so many new people willing to help out that we don't want to walk away from them. We don't want to cut them out. We don't want to make them show up at the beach or the lake if they don't want to, but they still want to be a part of this and have some fun with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Mark, on the checkout page for registration, I saw it had the both, are you going to be with us on the beach? And then also, do you want to do the self-starter kit at home? So that's the plan moving forward.
Right, where the theme for this year for both the plunge and the dip events is party like it's 1999. Because when it was 1999, no one cared about COVID and we could do everything in person.
That's right. I was 2 years old. Those were the days.
You were how
Mark.
old?
2 years old, Mark.
Shut up.
Those were the days.
So what we are doing for the 2023 plunge and dip is if you want to join us at the beach, great. we're going to be there on February 11th and 12th. If you want to join us at the lake, great. We're going to be there March 11th and 12th. But if you want to do it those weekends on your own, let us know by going to sonh.org and signing up. And you have to tell us at that point whether you're going to join us on the beach or you want to do it on your own, because if you want to do it on your own, we're going to send you a party in a pail this year.
Ooh.
The party in a pail will be delivered to anyone that wants to plunge or dip on their own, and just do it that weekend. And be sure to send us pictures and video. The other thing I need to tell everyone too is right now, if you sign up on sonh.org to plunge or dip, and if you have like $2 on your donation page before the end of 2022, before December 31st, you're going to get a pair of champion socks from Special Olympics.
I saw
New
that.
Hampshire.
I sent it to everybody I knew. Went, hey, listen, I know you're all my people who haven't signed up yet. I was like, you better get in there. You're going to miss out on these sweet socks.
Well, look, I mean, here's the deal. We've ordered 1,000 of these pairs of socks, and we'd love to have to order some more to make sure we fulfill the demand. But that's kind of where our starting point is for these things. It's real easy to sign up. You do the fundraising, as you guys know, through your social media. Just tell all your friends about it. Post it on your social media channels. And like I said, if you have just a couple of bucks on your page before December 31st at midnight, you're in for the socks.
You're in for the socks. Not to be confused with the Red Sox, the champion socks.
The champion SONH branded socks, by the way.
I think those are better than the Red Sox, personally. You didn't hear that.
Well, thank you very much.
But, all right, fantastic. So, do you have any predictions on the weather this year for the dip event? I always like to get the Mark special here. Just so I can hold it to you the day of, like, Mark told me.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, as any meteorologist will tell you, and actually, here's what somebody with faster fingers than I can do, because you've all got your phones in front of you.
Absolutely.
What we really need to check is the tide chart.
Oh, okay.
For February 11th and 12th of 2023.
I got you covered.
Because here's what happens at Hampton Beach, as you guys know. We do this at noontime. We do the high school plunge on the Saturday, the 11th at noontime, and we start at noon anyway. And we do the penguin plunge on Sunday, the 12th, starting at noontime. If it's low tide, it's a long, long run into the water and
it's a
an even
marathon.
longer run out of the water.
It's a marathon, essentially.
It can be, yes.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for this year's event. It's been, what, 2 years now? 2 years without the
It's been
event?
2 years that we've been unable to do this in person. We were very lucky in 2020. Have I got that right? Yeah. In 2020, because COVID did not become a thing really until about mid-March of 2020.
Yep.
So we had already done the penguin plunge and the Winnie dip for that year.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I believe that was 2020 our first year doing it?
2020 was our first year.
Yeah.
We went with a team of 4, and it's funny now because our team's up in the 20s, and almost no one on our team knows what the event is like.
True.
They're just all troopers who have been going the DIY style with our group. They've been doing it. They've been roughing it. They don't know about the festivities beforehand and the heated containers on the beach. They just know about the cold.
So and there is a costume contest as well that is part of this. Now that you know the theme is party like it's 1999, I assume you'll all dress appropriately.
Dressing like Justin Timberlake.
So.
Okay.
Mark, as far as the
we all gonna have frosted tips.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mark, as far as the non-traditional remote way versus doing it as the official event, I don't know if you've seen the actual promo here yet, but Riley took me out to a local water spot here,
Okay.
famously known as
Crystal Lake.
Crystal Lake.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
And I jumped just face first right into the water, plunged right in,
His first plunge ever.
ran, sprinted,
So
and
Jack,
jumped.
yeah, Jack here's from Atlanta, but he's been helping us raise money for you guys for 3 years now.
Well,
So
thank you very much.
So he's never around for the
Yep.
actual event. He comes up for this, and I said he got off the plane. I was like, "Well, listen, Jack, if you're gonna be raising this money for the plunge, you got to go take the plunge.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay, you guys need to send me that video. We got to do something. with it.
it's hard to do a flight up here in December and then turn back around, fly back for the plunge. So
This is why we have the virtual event now. So
Yep,
now you can,
yep.
in the comfort of Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know if they got lakes or stuff down there, but
Yep. But for any
You
of
know,
the
sure.
viewers, listeners out there, it's even if you're across the country, you can still participate in
Absolutely.
SONH.
That's true, and like I said, what we did discover over the past 2 years was that we found folks that had participated in person but had retired to other places or moved away to other places. Suddenly, they were back in the SONH fundraising family, doing this in the DIY fashion.
That's awesome.
Now, Mark, hear me out.
Okay.
I know a couple years ago you saw our co-host hunt with this American flag Speedo running around. You don't have to say it from your personal preference, but would that be discouraging or encouraging this year to bring it back? And like a 1990s theme, 1999.
I may have told you this story last year, several years ago. Now I'm going back a lot of years when we did the costume contest outside.
Yeah.
On the boulevard, because Hampton does close down the boulevard in front of the casino ballroom for us. Several years ago, we had a prominent U.S. senator judging the costume contest,
Fantastic.
and a gentleman in a Speedo.
Yeah.
Let's just say this was a prominent female senator.
Right.
Let's just say that he did an epic junk wave.
Oh,
Epic
boy.
junk wave from Mark Erickson, everybody.
Oh boy. All right. So, all right.
I'm just saying, guys.
Yeah.
So whenever we talk about Speedos,
Yeah. All right. So
my mind
maybe-
immediately flashes back to that horrific
Yeah,
moment
that's a tough one.
as I was standing there with a microphone trying to say something clever and hustle this dude off the stage as quickly as
Yeah,
possible.
Smart. Yeah.
So, while we encourage everyone to have fun,
Yeah.
and, who doesn't want to salute an American flag Speedo?
Absolutely.
I don't know that I'd really wholeheartedly endorse
Right.
the Speedo
Okay.
concept if you're going to participate in the costume contest. If you're just using it to run into the water, sure.
Okay. All right. So the water, just no junk waves in the water. We'll be okay. That should be all right.
Epic junk waves.
Hut, you can-
Have we coined a new term here?
We always have fun. All right. So the other question I wanted to ask you was
Mhm.
for anyone doing the virtual plunge,
Right.
do you have any recommendations for them? Any not a Speedo, like any full, like, what are we talking about here? Proper attire, just grab a bucket, pour it over yourself, or go run in a lake, car wash even?
Well, the first thing we tell everybody in the DIY department is whatever you're doing, do it safely, please. We want everyone to have fun. And if you want to get a little silly, that's great too. But please, please, please do it safely. We did have some people cut a hole in the ice, but they had ropes and they had plenty of people and safety personnel around. But they did cut a hole in the ice on a lake, and they did go in the water that fashion. I will tell you that last year. And while we're talking about this, I will mention that our sponsor is back this year, Coca-Cola Beverages of Northeast. We appreciate
Fantastic.
that very much.
Shout out Coca-Cola.
Last year, I did the plunge using a bucket of Diet Coke.
Wow.
I did this in front of one of Coca-Cola Beverage Northeast's facilities, right in front of their sign.
Absolutely.
The scientific methodology behind this was, first of all, it takes 8 2-liter bottles. I believe it was 8 2-liter bottles to fill the bucket. Secondly, it was decided that Diet Coke would do it because that would be the least sticky cleanup process.
Yeah.
And thirdly, what I learned, if I do this again this year, is for the love of God, I am going to get some safety goggles because I didn't do that last year. And when fuzzy Coca-Cola hits your eyeballs, you feel it.
Yeah, that's not.
And I had not even considered that going in until a thing went over my head, and I'm like, wow, my eyes are very tingly.
I'm in the same boat with you. I'm recently a contact man now, which is a whole
Okay.
new world. I'm not so sure if you're blessed with perfect eyesight. I mean, you look fantastic, so let's just start there.
Well, thank you very much. The fact of the matter is, guys, I'm old enough that I've actually had cataract surgery, so I have little bionic lenses in my eyes
Perfect.
these
You're good
days.
to go. You're good to go
Yeah.
then. Give me like
Advance
5 more
past the
years, and I'll probably
contacts.
get there. So,
Okay.
so I'm just discovering now safety goggles are 100% the move. So, number one rule: safety above all. Whatever you're doing,
Safety above all,
if
please,
you're
please.
in
But have
person,
some fun with it. Either,
absolutely.
just because we're running into oceans and lakes doesn't necessarily mean you have to use water.
Right.
Like I said, I use Diet Coke. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't use gasoline or anything.
Yeah.
First of all, it's
Yeah,
too
no.
expensive.
Yeah, no, we don't want that.
Secondly, it's stupid.
Yep.
But if you want to use some other more creative liquid, sure, have some
Right.
fun with it.
Absolutely. Okay. Perfect. All right. So I'm excited for this year's plunge. Like
I'm very excited.
I think we can get a group of 30, 35 people. I really do.
This is
We need
going to
the
be
money for
interesting
that, but-
I
because
would do it.
like 2021, we're learning something new all over again because we've never done this sort of
Right.
hybrid in person but people doing it remotely thing, and we're trying to figure out how social media is going to play into it. And we might even call on you guys to help out using your expertise doing stuff like this.
I got you covered.
I have a question for Mark. How many people for SONH was whether team or individual do something like a live stream event or a 24-hour marathon for fundraising?
You trying to pat yourself on the back right now, Jeff?
No, this is setting up a follow-up question.
Well, gosh, as far as I know, the Plunge podcast crew would be the only group that does such a thing.
Wow!
Good job, everyone.
Hey. I think that's a great quote. I think that's a great quote that we just got. Okay, follow-up question, Mark.
Yes.
What other crazy we've done some crazy things here.
Yeah, all
I
right.
got a cheers.
Woo! That's from the thousands of people outside Mark's
There
house
you
right
go.
now, or his office.
We have done some crazy things over the last 24 hours, including the last few years. I mean, eating packs of hot dogs. And
That was like 10 minutes. That was 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark, I want to let you know I'm wearing a diaper right now.
You are wearing a diaper.
It's on. It's
Oh.
outside my pants. It's outside my
Okay.
pants, though.
yeah, outside
Also
the
not
pants.
encouraged in the costume.
Yeah, yeah. No.
Yeah, adult diapers, clothes showers, all
Right.
sorts of crazy things. What is it going to take for what level do we have to ramp it up to for us to get coverage of the event for maybe like a WMUR?
Ooh.
Well, that's an interesting question.
That's a tall
Obviously, we have
order.
no control over the editorial content or the news judgment of WMUR. I would, again, using safety as our first watchword,
Absolutely.
encourage you to be as wildly creative as you possibly can. I mean, more Plungeons and Dragons is going to be sort of the thing that's going to make the way for you. I do need to ask you a question, though. What's the deal with the Wheel of Doom?
Oh, the Wheel of Doom.
That's sort of for Mr. Riley right there.
Yeah, this is a question for Riley.
This is your baby.
The Wheel of Doom.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
I think it's over by Hunter's Foot.
Yeah,
The Wheel of Doom is our new incentive to get people to get donating. So with every $30 donation, they get a spin on the Wheel of Doom. We've had the pleasure of people sending us some stuff for the challenges, and we've thrown our own stuff in, whether related to the show or just kissing your homies.
Safety first.
It's
though.
created some good donations for us. So from the people who might usually donate 20 might go up to 30. Stuff like that, and yeah, I think it's worked well for us. It's created a lot of content. I can say that confidently.
I heard you talking about it, and then I saw it briefly. You weren't actually spinning it, but you were moving it around. And I don't want to upset anyone or anything, but that's the tiniest Wheel of Doom I've ever seen in my life.
It is tough. It's tough times out there, but
where the size may be small, the
It's
doom
getting the
reigns
job.
Yeah, the Doom.
large. Yeah, the doom reigns large, Mark.
The Doom is big, okay?
yeah, we
Not
have
the
five.
size of the Doom, it's what you do with the Doom.
Yes, now we're talking.
We showed him the fire gummy
Yeah,
bears?
this is the most scary thing of all.
Yeah,
It's
this is the one that instills fear in all of our hearts. It's called Lil Nitro. It's the world's hottest gummy bear. It's 9 million Scoville, and one of our friends bought 6 of them for us. So they just keep going.
Have you tried one of these yet?
I keep avoiding it at all
I see.
costs. Yeah.
We had Hunt had one.
We had a couple people chew them and then spit them out,
Yeah.
and they were pretty miserable. We had one team member
One brave soul.
actually
she swallowed it.
She swallowed it,
Ate the
and
whole
then
thing.
She was out of commission for about 3 hours after.
she
Oh,
she was
boy.
experiencing
Yeah, that's
flu-like symptoms in hot and cold flashes.
Wow.
But again, safety's our number one
Chills.
concern here. We've been doing good. We've been doing good so far. No one's been hurt. I mean, I am wearing a diaper, but that's
That seems like a plus.
yeah, right.
Over the pants.
Over the
diaper.
pants.
You-
Over the pants.
See, the beauty of this sort of thing is, and much like the hot dog factory, you don't need to go that far behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
You know you're wearing an adult diaper. I'm not sure why you feel a need to announce it so many times.
I feel it's because I feel guilty, Mark. It's because
I
you're
see.
you're a man of high prestige,
Of
and
course,
you're
yes.
you may be looking at me right now, top up, and you're like, I just feel like I need to disclose that information to you. I just
Thank you so
He
much.
did. He
That's what I'm
didn't.
here
He
for.
didn't want to do wrong by the people
No.
who donated to get that diaper. He wants
This
them to
is
feel
true.
like we don't want to. We don't want to discourage others from donating by not showing off
Yeah.
the diaper.
Okay.
We need to prove that we're willing to do the do.
I would show it to you, but I think you would leave the call immediately. So we don't need to go there. We don't need to do that right now.
Well, like I said, certainly you guys are the only group that we are aware of that goes to this extent in helping out Special Olympics New Hampshire. But we encourage companies,
Absolutely.
we encourage schools, we encourage all kinds of participation from all around the state. Whether you want to join us in February at Hampton Beach State Park, or if you want to join us in March at Lake Winnipesaukee in Laconia.
Yeah, I actually have
Either
to.
way,
I have to
we'd
fight
love
for
to
my
have you.
mom's love because she works at Raymond High School, and they're like the big dog in the high school realm for this.
they are absolutely amazing, and I believe they have been the top school fundraiser for the past 2, maybe 3 years
Wow.
in a row. They do amazing things. They always show up in costume. There's a
Yeah.
lot of school spirit there. And they do wonderful things for Special Olympics New Hampshire. Raymond High School is really one of our, if they're not the top of the heap every single year, they're certainly in the top 5 all the time, and we love them.
Shout out Raymond High School.
Shout out Raymond High School.
That's
There you go.
I'm gonna go back to my alma mater, Manchester Memorial.
Mhm.
We're gonna get some things going there. We're gonna beat Raymond High School.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my guarantee.
Are you going to take
give me, like,
assets from the
3
Plunge podcast,
Give
plunging
me-
for a cause?
No, this is all gonna be pure fundraising. Give me like 3 years, because it's gonna be a tall order. 'Cause Raymond High School, they perform. I've seen the numbers. They're up there. So give me 3 years, Mark, and I can get
Okay.
I can get Memorial up there. And if I can't get the job done, I'll wear another diaper for you. You know?
So
Sounds like Dave just wants to wear a diaper.
There's this weird obsession with diapers here.
You're absolutely correct, Mark.
So, Mark, what can you tell the people about what their donations are really going towards, and about
Absolutely.
the events, and where this money is really going and what it's helping?
What we are starting to do now, and as you guys know, the recovery from COVID is far from complete. The
Right.
world is still a slightly different place, but we are coming back, and we're coming back very strong. Just 2 weeks ago, we were with more than 100 athletes, as well as 60 members of law enforcement at Waterville Valley. We did our Athlete Leadership Week, so we were doing training for athletes, for unified partners of athletes, and then 2 days worth of the Law Enforcement Torch Run Conference. The Law Enforcement Torch Run, in cooperation with law enforcement all across the state, is another huge fundraiser that police departments statewide put together and do for Special Olympics New Hampshire. And that was the first Athlete Leadership Week and Law Enforcement Torch Run Conference that we've had in a few years as well, as a result of COVID. So we have that under our belt. And we are looking to put together a pretty full schedule for 2023. We are planning on summer games. We are going to have winter games coming up shortly here as well in 2023. And we hope to get a full calendar of programs back that will be supporting more than 3,000 athletes in the state of New Hampshire, spread out over 65 local programs around the state that are all completely volunteer run, by the way, along with 75 in-school programs across the state. And we want to get back to training, to practice, to competition, to some of the social events that we do as well around these large competition events, because that was I think the worst part of COVID for so many of our athletes. If you're a person with intellectual disabilities, you probably have some other health issues as well, and therefore in the worst of COVID, there was a higher isolation factor for our athlete population because they had to be more careful. They've already got an autoimmune system that may be compromised in some way because of other underlying health conditions. So they had to be extra careful. And that isolation, that being alone, that not being able to go out and hug and high five and have fun and compete and train, that was rough for everyone. So when we do get back together now, everyone is just so amazingly happy and thrilled to be able to be doing stuff in person. We've started to bring back in-person events in 2022, and we're planning on doing many more in 2023, hopefully a full schedule. And your donations are serving this athlete population of more than 3,000 athletes across the state. The efforts of Special Olympics New Hampshire don't cost the athletes anything. There's no charge to the families or anything. All of that is taken care of by donations from folks like you guys.
It's what we're here for.
3,000 athletes, 65 sites, all volunteer run.
All volunteer run.
And Mark, is it okay if I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yes.
Is there any? You don't have to say a name. Is there any athlete that you wanted to highlight, a story that you love or some background on?
We have so many amazing athletes and athlete stories. I will say that there has been a little bit of concentration recently on one of our athletes from Nashua. His name is Thomas Cantera. He started out as a youngster in Special Olympics, and he did a number of sports. He did basketball, I think he did skiing, and he did athletics, track and field. And his Special Olympics track and field led him to start running marathons. Wow. And this is a guy who ran the Boston Marathon. I'm going to get this wrong, in 2:42.
No way.
And he just ran the Chicago Marathon in 2:39. Don't hold me to those numbers. I wasn't expecting that question, so I don't have them real handy.
Still good, no matter what, though.
But I mean, I'm very close on both of those numbers.
Yeah.
So he's become a really excellent marathon runner. But that all started with Special Olympics.
Right.
New Hampshire Chronicle on WMUR has done a piece on him regarding his Boston Marathon runs. He's run the marathon in Boston for the past few years. This was his first time running the Chicago Marathon. One of our board members actually helped set him up with getting a bib number in Chicago, and he did great and had a blast.
That's insane.
That's an incredible story.
That's fantastic. That puts my half marathon numbers to shame. I'm gonna train. I'm ready. Well, Mark, thank you so much, man. As always, every year we love having you on, giving us some insight as to what Special Olympics New Hampshire is, where the money's going. As always, thank you so much.
Well, we appreciate all that you guys are doing. We encourage people to please donate to this very worthy cause on the Plunge podcast here. We remind everybody that the website is SONH.org, and when you go to the homepage, boom, there's a penguin right there in your face. You can click on that and get yourself signed up. And again, if you sign up before December 31st, and you have just a couple of bucks on your page by December 31st, you get a free pair of Special Olympics New Hampshire branded champion socks, and we will mail those directly to you.
Exclusive socks, everyone.
Go get those socks, people.
Click on the penguin.
Sock it up.
Sign up.
There you go.
Get some socks.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Fantastic.
And good luck over the course of the next however many hours that you have left. What is the next eating challenge going to be?
None.
No more.
No more.
Eating
I'm
challenges.
done. I've drank too much milk and eaten too many hot dogs. I'm not doing it anymore.
And that's going to have to hold you over for a bit, huh?
It is. This is the worst day nutrition-wise of the year. There's there's no solid food. There's no time for a meal, so it's just random.
You're gonna get a nice juice cleanse after. Don't worry.
Yeah, right.
You'll do.
Well,
you'll do
whatever
good.
you're doing, if you do a DIY, please do it safely. All right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, Mark, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, and hopefully we'll see you next year. And we'll see. Are you going to be up there in February?
Yep, I will be there.
All right, we'll see you up
we're
there
gonna
in
find you.
February then, Mark.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Take care,
awesome.
Mark.
Have a good one.
Bye.